Ganga Bihari, Madhava, Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Ganga Bihari, Madhava. Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Giridhari, Radha Giridhari, Shri Radhe. Radha Giridhari, Radha Giridhari, Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Radha Madhava ki jai. Gantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Go Premanandi. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we are reading from Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 6, entitled The Activities of Lord Rishabdev, text number 11 and 12. So these are prose verses. Techa Yurva Latanaya Nijaloka Yatrayantha Parayang Shastas Tamasyante Swayameva Prapatisyanti. That's text 11. Translation. Low-class people, due to their ignorance, introduce a system of religion that deviates from the Vedic principles. Following their own mental concoctions, they automatically fall down into the darkest regions of existence. As a short purport. In this connection, one may see Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, where there is a description of the downfall of the Asuras. In text 12. Ayam avataro rajaso papluta kaivalyo pashikshanartaha. Translation. In this age of Kali, people are overwhelmed by the modes of passion and ignorance. Lord Rishabdev incarnated himself to deliver them from the clutches of Maya. Purport. The symptoms of Kali Yuga are predicted in the 12th canto, 3rd chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Lavanyang Kesha Dharanam. It is predicted how fallen souls will behave. They will keep their hair long and consider themselves very beautiful, or they will pluck out their hair, as the Jains do. They will keep themselves unclean and will not wash their mouths. Jains refer to Lord Rishabdev as their original preceptor. If such people are serious followers of Rishabdev, they must also take his instructions. In the fifth chapter of this canto, Rishabdev gave his 100 sons instructions whereby they could become free from the clutches of Maya. If one actually follows Rishabdev, he will certainly be delivered from the clutches of Maya and return home back to Godhead. If one strictly follows the instructions of Rishabdev given in the fifth chapter, he will certainly be liberated. Lord Rishabdev incarnated specifically to deliver these fallen souls. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Ajnanatamrandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karochi Vachalam Pangun Lagaite Grim Yakripa Tamaham Bande Shri Gurun Dinataranam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you for giving me this opportunity for self-purification and by speaking on the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport here how the symptoms of Kali Yuga are described in the 12th canto. They are predicted in the 12th canto. So I thought we could hear some of those descriptions. Maybe they may resonate with some of us. When there is a predominance of cheating, lying, sloth, sleepiness, violence, depression, lamentation, bewilderment, fear, and poverty, that age is Kali, the age of the mode of ignorance. Because of the bad qualities of the age of Kali, human beings will become short-sighted, unfortunate, gluttonous, lustful, and poverty-stricken. The women, becoming unchaste, will freely wander from one man to the next. Cities will be dominated by thieves. Yes, we see this happening in many cities run by mafia. So yes, this is coming to pass. The Vedas will be contaminated by speculative interpretations of atheists, political leaders, and virtually consume the citizens. And the so-called priests and intellectuals will be devotees of their bellies and genitals. The brahmacharis will fail to execute their vows and become generally unclean. The householders will become beggars. The vanaprasthas will live in the villages, and the sannyasis will become greedy for wealth. I'll just read the first couple of sentences of this purport here. Interesting. Srila Prabhupada says, Brahmacharya, celibate student life is practically non-existent in the age of Kali. In America, many boys' schools have become co-educational because young men frankly refuse to live without the constant companionship of lusty young girls. So when I was growing up, I went to an all-boys boarding school in England. And it was the very last year that I was at this school, then they made it co-ed, co-educational, you know. And there were 2 girls came to the school. and there were 250 boys. So as you can imagine, they got quite a lot of attention. So yes, it's an unfortunate situation. Kali Yuga hasn't degraded so far as yet that the brahmacharis, they still can keep their vows and remain clean. You know? Then the Bhagavatam goes on, women will become much smaller in size and they will eat too much and have more children than they can properly take care of and lose all shyness. They will always speak harshly and will exhibit qualities of thievery, deceit, and unrestrained audacity. Businessmen will engage in petty commerce and earn their money by cheating. Even when there is no emergency, people will consider any degraded occupation quite acceptable. Servants will abandon a master who has lost his wealth, even if that master is a saintly person of exemplary character. Masters will abandon an incapacitated servant, even if that servant has been in the family for generations. Cows will be abandoned or killed when they stop giving milk. You see, that's unfortunately happening very much so in the world today. In Kali Yuga, men will be wretched and controlled by women, and they will reject their fathers, brothers, and other relatives and friends, and will instead associate with the sisters and brothers of their wives. Thus, their conception of friendship will be based exclusively on sexual ties. Uncultured men will accept charity on behalf of the Lord and will earn their livelihood by making a show of austerity and wearing a mendicant's dress. Those who know nothing about religion will mount a high seat and presume to speak on religious principles. And the Bhagavatam goes on and on about the symptoms of the sage of Kali, and we see a lot of those symptoms are very much present already. I know only 5,000 years has passed of the 432,000 years. But as we know, this first 10,000 years of Kali Yuga is, by Lord Chaitanya's inconceivable mercy, the golden age. So Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport that a symptom of Kali Yuga is that men will keep their hair long. And we hear what Srila Prabhupada says in the Chaitanya Charitamrita in Madhya Lila, chapter 20, where Sanatana Goswami escapes from jail under the Muslim guard there, and he runs away to Varanasi, to Benares. And there he goes to the residence of Lord Chaitanya. And the first thing that Lord Chaitanya does is he instructs Chandrasekhar to shave Sanatana Goswami's head and face. This is what Srila Prabhupada says in the purport there. He says, the words Bhadrakarana are significant in this verse. Due to his long hair and beard, Sanatana Goswami looked like a Dharavesha, or hippie. Since Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not like Sanatana Goswami's hippie-like features, he immediately asked Chandrasekhar to get him shaved clean. If anyone with long hair and beard wants to join this Krishna consciousness movement and live with us, he must similarly shave himself clean. The followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu consider long hair objectionable. That word objectionable translates as distasteful or even offensive. So these are very instructive points. Actually, there was one of Srila Prabhupada's sannyas disciples who refused to shave his head. He wanted to keep long hair. And Srila Prabhupada actually said, that one who keeps long hair is not my disciple. That's how strongly Srila Prabhupada was against his followers, his disciples, keeping long hair. So that this is very important for us to note. So Srila Prabhupada talks about the Jains in today's purport and how Rishabdev is their original preceptor. So we see that Jains, they perform severe tapasya by plucking out their hair, and even going naked. It seems like they are trying to imitate Lord Rishabdev rather than follow in his footsteps. This is very important principle that Srila Rupa Goswami talks about in his Upadeshamrita. He says, Utsahan nishchayat daryat tat tat kama pravartanat. Sankhya tagat sato vrate shadbe bhaktir prasiddhitum. So he says that enthusiasm, patience, determination, following the rules and regulations, giving up the association of materialistic persons, and satovrate, following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada, in relationship to following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas, he says, devotional service means transcendental activities. On the transcendental platform, there is no contamination by the three modes of material nature. This is called Vishuddha Sattva, the platform of pure goodness, or goodness free from contamination by the qualities of passion and ignorance. In this Krishna consciousness movement, we require everyone to rise early in the morning by 4 a.m. and attend Mangala Arati, or morning worship. Then read Srimad Bhagavatam, perform kirtan, and so forth. Thus, we hold continuous activities in devotional service 24 hours daily. This is called Sato Vritti, or following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas, who expertly filled every moment of time with Krishna conscious activities. So we follow in the footsteps of the previous acharyas, like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by Kirtaniya Sadahari, by constantly chanting the holy names of the Lord. We cannot imitate Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by by manifesting ecstatic symptoms, by crying, rolling on the ground. And this just becomes a theatrical show rather than genuine devotion. But by following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas, then natural devotion will automatically manifest in the heart. Like this. So it's very important that we understand this point. And the Jains seem to have completely misunderstood it because Rishabdev was acting on the platform of an avadut, not caring for his personal hygiene. You know, from the external point of view, he looks like a person situated in the mode of tamagun, in the mode of ignorance. You know? And unfortunately, the Jains, they imitate Lord Rishabdev, which unfortunately situates them in the mode of ignorance. But if they were actually to follow Lord Rishabdev's teachings, Nayam deho deho bijam nirloke, custom kartamaha de vidbujam ye. Tapo divyam putraka yena savam shudyed yasmat brahma sokyam tanam tam. You know, that this human life is meant, it's not meant for sense gratification, which is available to those living entities that eat stool like the hogs and dogs. But this human life is meant for tapo divyam, that divine austerity. And as a result of performing that divine austerity, one experiences sokyam, Brahma sokyam, that divine transcendental happiness. So this is the unfortunate situation of the Jains, you know, that they simply try to imitate the teaching, imitate Lord Rishabdev rather than follow his instructions. So we've heard these many horrible symptoms of this current age that we are in. But as I mentioned, you know, we are in the golden age. The first 10,000 years of Kali Yuga are described to be the golden age, where the Sankirtan movement will spread throughout the world, and many conditioned souls will be able to extricate themselves from the illusion of this material world and go back to the kingdom of God. In the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we hear Kalim's Sapa Jayantyarya Gunagya Sarabhayanaha Yatra Sankirtananaiva Sarvasvarto Vilapyate. That those who are actually advanced in knowledge can appreciate the essential value of this age of Kali. Such enlightened persons worship Kali Yuga because in this age, all perfections of life can be achieved by the performance of Sankirtan. So this Sankirtan Yoga is the saving grace for the denizens of Kali Yuga. So my Guru Maharaj, he says that austerity in Kali Yuga means to give Krishna consciousness to others, to preach the glories of Krishna. And with persons who are saturated with the mode of ignorance and have so many of those horrible qualities that we heard in the 12th canto, it certainly is severe tapasya. It is very, very austere. But it is Lord Chaitanya's order, Yare Dake Tare Kahe Krishna Upadesh, Amara Agyaya Guru Hana Tare Adesh, that wherever you go, whoever you meet, you instruct them in the science of Krishna consciousness. In this way, become a guru and liberate everyone in the land. So this is the Tapodivyam that we are following in Lord Rishabdev's teachings by following the instruction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in this way, by performing that austerity, we not only go back to Godhead ourselves, but we take many conditioned souls back with us. Okay, so I'll stop there and ask if there's any questions or comments. If there's anything anyone would like to add.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandot Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much for explaining the text 11 and 12, how the age of Kali is influencing slowly and steadily, and how we can save ourselves from the influence of Kali. Though this first 10,000 years is the golden period, but yet our acharyas have given the instruction to follow their instruction uh, uh, by by going through these shastras and Srila Prabhupada instruction, as Mahaprabhu explained that only by following the footsteps of the previous acharyas you can be saved from the influence of Kali. So we need to follow the instruction of the previous arya, not to manipulate anything of our own. So and that will save us, because in the age of Kali, only this Sankirtan Yagna can save us, and it is so simple that this can help people to regenerate their spiritual knowledge and activities in a very simple way, only by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Because Kali has this age of Kali has got a very good important instruction which is said, Kalir doshe nidam rajan asti eko mahaguna kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha parambraji. So simple, but yet if we don't follow the instruction of the previous acharyas and shastra and Srila Prabhupada instruction, we may be diverted into different direction, as we see how this Jain Dharma has taken a diversion from the Bhagavad Dharma, which is Rishabdev's instruction, and the whole thing is messed up. And the explanation given is how Srila Prabhupada explaining that cleanliness is the most important thing, because appearance is the one thing which attracts the people to look at him, to understand him through his speech. So first impression is very, very important. Thank you so much for explaining this. It's so important. It looks very simple. It is very, very drastic and very important step. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandot Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for unpacking these two verses. I like your comment that in Kali Yuga, the yesterday is to give this message of Lord Chaitanya to everyone. But we see people are very receptive. Last night we had a program, that program at one of the place, and Christian Prabhu gave a very nice class and asking people to take a Bhagavad Gita. But there was maybe about 10 people, but not one of them took it. So what can be done? I mean, we are trying, but people are not receptive. So in this situation, what can we do?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a sorry state of affairs sometimes. We can just, we try our best. And yeah, we just try our best. Krishna's in the heart. He knows we're sincere in our endeavors. And no doubt those persons that came to the program, they got a lot of benefit by hearing the holy name and taking prasadam. Eventually they will accumulate enough bhakti credits to take a book. And that will be their good fortune. So please keep giving those persons your association.
Actually.
Any other questions or comments?
It doesn't seem to be, so we'll end the class here.
Okay.
Okay. Vancha kalpatarubhescha
प्रणाम पावन वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री स्तंभ भाव प्रभु की जय। श्रीवास की जय।
जय शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि
हरि हरि बोल।
All close to the
Hare
symbol.
Krishna.